President, you ready? Mr. Page?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good evening. The Board of Liquor License Commissioners for Baltimore City proceedings will begin. The board is now in session. If you're in possession of any type of electronic device, please place said device on the off or silent mode during proceedings. Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, there being no preliminary matters on the PM docket. Case number 1, Cross Street Market, 1065 South Charles Street. Board to rehear matter concerning an issue identified during issuance process. Please come forward.
Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman. I apologize I don't have a tie on. My client is making me look bad. But for the record, I am Joe Woolman here on behalf of the applicant in this matter, Mr. Murmuran, who's standing to my right. It's my understanding there was
Before you go there, can I just swear him?
Of course.
Raise your right hand, please.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony that you're about to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? I do.
Okay.
Thank you. It's my understanding there was an issue with one of the questions on one of the application forms, question number 3, I believe, and Mr. Murmuran's here to provide a very brief statement to explain that that was an oversight on his part about something that occurred close to 20 years ago. Mr. Murmuran.
Sure. So Joe brought the matter to my attention, and I had just completely, honestly, mischaracterized the nature of the event and had what I thought was honestly marked the question. And I apologize for that, and I believe Joe's amended it and is now correct. So,
Okay. Just so the record is clear, so I looked at the statute, and it does require the disclosure of, there's 2 provisions, one that deals with matters in Maryland and one that deals with any matter, and there's no time limitation on it. So even if we wished to impose some reasonable time limitation, we can't do it without statutory change. And I don't know, you can certainly talk to your lawyer about whether you can expunge that. I don't know.
We discussed that, yes.
But it might be something you want to follow up on. And did you review it before it was submitted?
I did review the form before it was submitted, yes. And I was not aware of the situation, so therefore there's nothing for me to check.
And just so we're clear, you did not recall it, or you didn't think it rose to the level?
it rose to the level.
Okay. Commissioners have questions?
I don't have any questions.
No questions.
Okay. On the basis then of the proffers from counsel that we've received and the testimony we received, I will make a finding that it was not a material misrepresentation, and I would vote to permit the license to be issued.
I concur and agree with the finding that this was not a material misrepresentation and agree with issuing the license.
I join my colleagues. Given Mr. Murmuran's testimony, I agree it's not a material misrepresentation and would concur with the issuance of a license.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
See Ms. Branch in the back. Yep, thank you. No, I'm sorry, no exhibits.
The Horseshoe came in on Saloon, 1626-28 Thames Street. This is a Class BD7 beer, wine, and liquor license, an application to transfer ownership with continuation of live entertainment, requesting outdoor table service. Please come forward.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. Harry Previs on behalf of the applicant, Eric Mathias.
Good afternoon. Mr. Mathias, would you raise your right hand, please? And this gentleman, too.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony that you're about to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Mr. Previs?
Yeah, so this is an application to expand to have outdoor table service. The outdoor table service will be on Thames Street. I have diagrams here. I'm not sure if you have them already in the file.
Thank you.
For you to look at.
So,
Yeah,
has the license already transferred, or it's pending, and this is an additional request?
We are taking Steve Fortinos off the license.
Oh, I
as
see.
licensee.
That's the change. Okay. So the other owners would remain the same?
Yeah, that is correct.
Okay. And that's a corporate?
Yeah, we have an informal action right here.
Okay. And so how many outdoor seating places are we talking about?
It should be 5 tables.
5 tables.
Of 2 each? Is that what it looks like? I'm looking at
Two
the.
chairs each.
So 10 people?
Well, their third chair with Resident Association permit us to do 3 at
15.
each. At each top, yes.
And you have met with the communities.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I brought letters of support from
Great.
FPRA and Main Streets.
And
Okay.
we agree to the conditions that the FPRA set in those letters.
Is there an MOU or no? There is.
It's outlined right there.
Oh. Thank you.
Sure.
You're Mr. Mathias, correct?
Yes, yes, sir.
Are there other places in Fells Point that have outdoor table service like this?
Yes, sir.
Well, tonight would be a good night. It's about 100 degrees out there. So I don't know if that's good for your clients outside or not. Mr. Previs, whatever the restrictions are that they've discussed with the community would be restrictions on the license?
Yeah, we agree to all the restrictions.
Okay. Commissioners have any questions?
No further questions?
No questions.
Okay, thank you. Anything further?
No.
All right. On the basis then of the materials contained in the application, proffers from council, testimony, and exhibits received, I would vote to approve the transfer with continued live entertainment and the outdoor table service.
I agree and vote to approve the transfer with continuation of live entertainment and outdoor table service.
I join and vote to approve the transfer with the continuation of live entertainment and the expansion of the outdoor table service.
And the approval is conditioned on your adherence to the agreement that you made with the community organization. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
My exhibits for the record. Board Exhibit 1, diagram of outdoor table service. Board Exhibit 3, letter of support from FPRA. Letter of support from Fells Point Main Street. Thank you.
Norma Jeans, 10-16 Custom House Avenue, Class BD7, Beer 1 liquor license, and Class AE Adult Entertainment license. A request to expand premises to include 16 Custom House Avenue. Please come forward.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Peter Previs on behalf of the licensees. To my immediate right is Ms. Lisa Ireland, one of the licensees, and to my far right is her husband, Pete Ireland.
Folks, would you raise your right hands, please?
Do you swear or affirm the testimony that you're about to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Mr. Chairman, this is an application for expansion of the existing premises. The business is known as Norma Jeans in the Custom House building on Baltimore and Custom Alley. The existing premises, the address is 10 through 14 Custom House Alley. There was a premises, a leased premises next door to that, which is 16 Custom House Alley, that was previously leased by the prior owners of the Hustler Club, but was never utilized as part of the main Hustler building. When they sold the main Hustler premises, the lease space became available. Norma Jeans entered into a lease with the landlord and went to zoning to request expansion of the adult entertainment. That was approved. The zone on the block there's called an adult entertainment special overlay to the C5 zone. It did require a hearing. We went to the hearing. That was approved. We have a resolution from the board. With regard to the additional space, Exhibit 1 would be the board's resolution. It may already be as part of the packet.
It is.
Exhibit 2 I have, which is probably already there as well, is the architect's floor plan. The additional space is not very big. The existing space is about 6,000 square feet. The additional space is 1,008 square feet, 18 by 56.
So now they're at 10, 12, 14, and this goes to 16? Is that what happens?
Yeah, 10, 12, 14, and this would be add 16, which historically was, I can't even remember which club it was back in the old days, Foxy Lady or... Foxy Lady. Yeah.
So this is not the actual large custom house that sits, it is?
Yeah.
It was like a stone building?
Yeah. Where you see the Hustler marquee is the front on Baltimore Street.
Oh, but there was one around the corner.
But there's...
That was my selective service board. I'll never forget it.
Boy.
Quickly things
50
change.
years ago, yes.
You could get multiple uses out of the building. Yeah, there's Norma Jeans is around the side. There used to be 3 or 4 separate clubs back when I used to go there when I was about 10 or 12 years old now. That used to be various, and now it's Norma Jeans, and now Norma Jeans has taken the whole side. The Little Darlings was in the basement, if you remember hearing about that. And then there's a bookstore in the middle, which is owned by the landlord, and then the Hustler Club is on the second and third floors. In any event, the additional space would, I think the fire department's rated it for 50 people. It's intended to be used for overflow, maybe Monday Night Football or a special event. It really doesn't add that much to the space, but it was available, and it was an agreement between the landlord and the tenant to utilize the space.
Okay. Commissioners,
No questions.
Questions?
anything you want to add?
No, sir.
Thank you. On the basis then of the materials contained in the application, the proffers from council, any testimony and the exhibits received, I would vote to approve the expansion to include 16 Custom House Avenue.
I concur and vote to approve the expansion to include 16 Custom House Avenue.
I too vote to expand the premises to include 16 Custom House Avenues.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Exhibits for the record. Applicant Exhibit 1, BMCA resolution. Applicant Exhibit 2, floor plan. You're welcome.
Fred into
Boiler Room, 27 East Cross Street, Class D, beer, wine, and liquor license. Request to add live entertainment. Please come forward.
Abraham Hurdle, on behalf of Boiler Room at 27 East Cross Street. This one's not quite as exciting as the last one. We're just adding live entertainment to the space. There are numerous bars, of course.
It has not escaped my attention that Mr. Previs gives the harder cases to his son now.
I've noticed that. I did see that.
Easy
Makes him
ones.
work for it, you know?
Gentlemen, would you raise your right hands, please?
Do you swear or affirm the testimony that you're about to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, so this is to add live entertainment. What's the nature of the entertainment?
There's gonna be bands. There's a plan to possibly use a DJ on occasion. The bar's only open till 1 a.m. It's not gonna be anything out of the ordinary for the block. Well, not the block, but this block, sorry. We had a zoning hearing in February. It took the city 2 months to get us the approval. We tried to get the application here fast-tracked as quickly as we could. There will be alterations to the security plan for the location when there is live entertainment, as needed. We don't really foresee this being a situation where it's gonna be a troublesome crowd. Right now, it's only gonna be on nights that are kinda quiet, just to bring in a few more patrons. Again, a lot of other bars in the area have live entertainment, so this is just kind of to boost business a little bit.
So is it every night or just certain nights?
Not gonna be every night. No,
And local bands, I take it?
absolutely.
Any discussion with community?
I haven't had any discussion with the community. Tim, I believe you may have discussed some things with some of the community members, correct?
Yeah, I
Can
know
you tell us your name, please, sir?
Timothy Busher.
Okay.
I run the day-to-day operations. I've sent notifications to both the South Baltimore Neighbor Association and then the Federal Neighbor Association. Offered to go to their meetings. I think they replied to me.
And we did have a zoning hearing, and there was nothing there, no opposition.
I thought that community always got upset about everything.
I don't necessarily,
I think they've calmed down a little bit now.
Oh, okay.
yeah, I would agree. I think that this is just such a regular occurrence on that street that it isn't something out of the ordinary. And again, this isn't a 7-day where we're gonna be open till 1:30 on a Sunday. They're gonna be closing down live entertainment at 12:30, if it's ever open even that late.
Okay, Commissioner?
No questions.
No questions.
All right, thank you. On the basis then of the materials contained in your application, the proffers from council and testimony, I vote to approve the request to add live entertainment as per the discussion here.
I vote to approve the request to add live entertainment as well.
I vote to approve live entertainment. Good luck.
Thank you. May we be excused?
Thank you.
Thanks.
No exhibits.
Muscle Bar and Grill, 1390 Lancaster Street, Class B, beer, wine, and liquor license. A request to add live entertainment and delivery of alcoholic beverages. Please come forward.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. Stephen W. Fogelman on behalf of the applicants.
Good afternoon. Gentlemen, raise your right hands, please.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony that you're about to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
So this is a request to add live entertainment and delivery of alcoholic beverages.
Yes, Your Honor and Commissioners, we are going to withdraw the request for delivery of alcohol. That apparently was an error, a form error, a checkbox. Our
Okay,
apologies.
so it's live entertainment.
Yes,
And
thank
what's
you.
the nature of that?
The nature of that is jazz bands and jazz acts, performances, musicians. This is a place with 230-seat capacity. It's runs live music 7 nights a week. 4 nights are national or international acts, and the other 3 nights of the week feature local talent. They work with the Baltimore Jazz Collective, a nonprofit, to promote the arts and jazz specifically in the city. They are also, there remains a Michelin-starred chef in Robert Wiedemann. And so you've got a live jazz club with a Michelin-starred chef. It's a fantastic combination here, and I think an asset to the city of
And
Baltimore.
are you right in the middle of all those other restaurants in Harbor East?
Not actually. We are at Eden and Lancaster, right there on the corner.
So
And
your Keystone Corner, that place that's been open for a couple of months now.
We're in the middle of all the construction, and we were the Muscle Bar, and it became so unworkable that we opened basically just on an ad hoc basis to keep the license alive, because they actually tore up our sidewalk, and we had planks leading to the front door. And you know the kind of shoes that young women wear now, we're looking at that, we're saying this can't work. So we
Gentlemen, just for the record, can you tell us your names?
my name is Thomas J. Burke Jr.
Okay,
And I'm Mark J. Adams.
okay, just, we need to keep the record straight.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did commissioners have further questions?
No questions?
All right, I think it's good that there is a jazz place that's working with the local group.
Your Honor, I was there, and there were people lined up to get in. Anytime you have people lined up to get into someplace in Baltimore today, it's a good thing.
Yes.
And, Your Honor, Mr. Page had reminded me, I almost forgot a second time. Mr. Adams did apply for the trade name for the business. So it will no longer be Muscle Bar and Grill as the trade name. The LLC remains the same. The trade name is now registered with SDOT as Keystone Corner.
Keystone Corner, Baltimore.
Okay. Okay, commissioners? All right, thank you. On the basis of the materials contained in the application, proffers from council, and testimony received, I would vote to approve the addition of live entertainment to the license.
I vote to approve the addition of live entertainment to the license.
I would join and vote to approve live entertainment.
Good luck, thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much.
And I'd move for the admission of the, is that a Washington Post?
That'll be received.
Thank you.
Baltimore Sun.
Baltimore Sun.
It's the sun.
All right, thank you.
I like the Sears side.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. We can get this.
Exhibits for the record. Applicant Exhibit 1, Baltimore Sun News article.
Checker Spot Brewing, 175 West Austin Street, Suite B-1, Class D beer license. Request to expand premises to include second floor tap room. Please come forward.
Thank you. Stephen W. Fogelman on behalf of applicants.
Please raise your right hands.
Will you swear or affirm the testimony that you're about to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Okay, and are you Ms. Neff?
Yes.
And who's Mr. Marsh?
I'm Mr. Marsh.
And to your right is? Oh, okay. And your first name, sir?
Rob.
Okay. You just have to keep our record straight. The other thing you have to do is provide one of those shirts to Larry, who's sitting back here. We tried to get him clothing for all the establishments. He's our regular monitor. Mr. Fogelman?
Thank you. Just want to tell you how much I appreciate this highly efficient docket this evening. So we'll move it along for you.
Might be attributed to Mr. Akros, but he's left the country, so I only compliment him when he's far away.
Okay, so Rob and Judy Neff are a couple, a married couple. Steve Marsh is a good friend. They all started brewing together years ago. He's got experience. They've all got unique experiences. They've been in business for a year now. They've always planned to open an upstairs tap room, and they were taking their time to build it out. They're tremendously successful and beloved in the Otterbein community with lots of local regulars. They are a great place for after a Ravens game to go out. And this capacity, expansion will help them to deal with the crowds because it does get crowded at these small breweries. Thank you.
Questions?
No questions.
No questions.
Okay, well, thank you. On the basis of the materials contained in your application and the proffers from council as well as any testimony, I'd vote to approve the expansion of the license to include second floor tap room.
I vote to approve the expansion of the license to include second floor tap room as well.
I too vote to expand premises to include the second floor tap room. Good luck.
Good luck.
Thank you. Have a great break. See you on the 11th.
Okay.
No exhibits.
Pages that are docket.
That's correct, Mr. Chairman. The board is in recess until 11 a.m. Thursday, July the 11th, 2019. We are adjourned.
Thank you.